There's never been a better time than now to stop what you're doing and tune in to Straight Up, TAB Radio's weekly podcast that will guide you through the difficult journey that is the punt. Whether it be racing or sport, the Straight Up team has your back. Now, from the studios of TAB Radio, welcome to Straight Up.
Yes, it's the A-team in today. Big Rusty Collette.
Empty chair across.
Everywhere.
What is going on in here?
McGinnity's near death, he told me yesterday. He may not even get through to the next show, he said. It's nearly all over.
Yeah, I think there's a vigil tonight for him being held here at Gloucester Park, so that'll be good.
So, yeah, all the punters that get the overs every week, they play, please keep him alive.
I can say this, though. You know the markets he's done for Saturday?
Very good.
He should keep doing them in bed sick because it's the best markets he's ever done. It's only one meerkat, $2.20 to $1.65, but the rest of them look pretty good.
What about Mitchy Pateman? We nearly need to give him a call. 60's in. What's going on there?
I don't know.
What are the trial watchers doing? Didn't they realise it didn't have the blinkers on?
No, and mate, there's a lot going on. This is a really tricky meeting, this
Here, Bunbury.
No.
Belmont.
Belmont, because the good horses are coming back. In the first 4 or 5 races, Mart, half the field are on resumption duties.
Yeah.
And a lot without a trial.
Yeah.
That's hard to work out.
Text lines on fire. Get them in because you know what this is all about.
Yeah.
Welcome to Straight Up. To have your say, send in a text on 0427 789 571. The best texter on today's show will win a $100 voucher to be redeemed at the magnificent Mundaring Hotel, the heart of the hills since 1899. Go to mundaringhotel.com.au.
Before we have a look at this meeting, we'll get Brock Nealing up pretty soon as well. He can give us an indication. Soft 7 at the moment, but it'll be 5 by then, you think, or 6?
No, I think it'll be a 5. Maybe even... There's a lot of good weather coming.
Yeah, but it's not...
Thankfully. It won't get to 4.
No.
But it'll be a 5 will be all right.
Okay. The Blue Spec Drilling Boulder Cup is on Sunday. And Starry Heights 260, Sentimental Hero 280, Ginger Baker 330 and Rywood is 950. They're the 3 horses under double figure odds for the Boulder Cup.
It's going to be a beauty. Going to be another great addition.
You're sending the team up to field?
Yes, the team will be there. The boys will be there. And they'll
no
be
big
there,
dog?
suited up. The big dog's going up the week after for the double header. And, of course, and we're back at the Tats Club.
You bet. Seafood barbecue day at the car park.
How good is that fish day?
It's going to be massive, and thanks to Swan Draft.
Yes.
And Tab Touch.
How good? Mate, how do people get into that?
No, they don't. It's invitation only.
Okay. When do
250.
Okay.
250 invites.
That's unreal. When do we finish, and when can then punters come in?
We'll be finishing, I reckon, about 10 past 5 like we did last time.
Yeah.
Once the trots kick in, there's no good us being there. We just clog up the airwaves.
Yeah. And the volumes have gone up by then. So you're saying about 10 past 5, the doors might be open around that time. And there's a lot of people have inquired with me, how do I get in?
Yeah.
And B, is there a Calcutta that night? And I said, yes, there is a Calcutta.
There is a Calcutta.
Absolutely.
But that'll be on the Calgary Cup.
Whereas the one at the racetrack is at the Saddle.
And also, what we've got to mention too is that lunch. That lunch, I've got a lot of people texting me on my number. That lunch, there's still about, I spoke to Craig Smith, there's probably about room for 40 more people at the lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, so now Paige has sent me the itinerary here. Dane Swan, Brett Preble.
How good.
Racetrack Ralphie, 2-course lunch, 4-hour drinks package included.
With Mac?
And Max, the big cob.
Oh, no.
He loves it. This is his best show of the year. Free drinks between 12 and 4:30. Unbeatable banter with some of the best in the business. Tickets available at, ticketyboo.com.au, Sportsman's Lunch. That's where you find it. Thanks to sponsors Lion and Swan and the Ingot Hotel Country Comfort in Perth.
And you're guaranteed it's going to be comfortable. It's in the bookies ring.
It'll be massive. They're looking at about 300 odd going to turn up for this one.
Always a sellout. It's very, very good. But there's tickets still available now.
And I'm sure just give the KBRC a ring or get on their website. But that goes from 12 till 5, bookies ring on the Friday. The long lunch is back.
Yep.
And then at some point after that, they'll be endeavouring to get into the Tats Club for the Calcutta there.
Yeah, so will there be a crush?
Oh, there'll be a crush.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be...
limited again.
Yeah, but it'll be massive.
It'll be
Chris Shane Warren, we'll have him on the program tomorrow. We'll solve
he's
this problem, this puzzle.
Mate, we must talk about the saddle later.
There's a bit going on.
There is a lot going on.
Can I crack one?
Come on. Talk to me.
Chelwell Prospecting and Ashok Parikh have grabbed Red Can Man to go into the race first up, no trial.
No.
I'm not kidding you.
Because that isn't in the market, is it? Is it? Well, it's not confirmed as a slot holder yet. That could be something for us at 4th of October. Where are we here? Red Can going in fresh, no trial. He's always been a brilliant fresh horse. Always been a brilliant fresh horse.
He hasn't been in the best of form before this, but obviously...
We like it up there.
The old Wolfman, must have him working well.
Well, I've got a little bit of a whisper that the possible third favourite may not be going there.
Who's the possible third favourite?
Well, he's third favourite at the moment.
Who's that?
Roping him in.
I've had the same mail.
There you go. So maybe that's not going to go there, and maybe that's the switcheroo.
The switcheroo.
Okay, now, can we quickly do the confirms there? Magnificent Andy, Twain's Angel, Final Siren, Storm Chaser, Bravo Centurions 5, Hanchy's 6, Hanchy's a new one, Rissoles is 7,
yeah,
that's a new one.
That's his
Man
own
Crush
slot.
is 8, that's a new one. I can't find Red Can Man even on the betting list.
Well, I checked with Chris Chelwell today.
Yeah.
And after Craig Smith, you know what he's like? It's like getting the names out of him. You've got to be, Secret Service.
Yeah.
But he said you can go with this on your show today.
Okay, brilliant.
And then I checked with Chris Chelwell.
All right, let's see if we can get a price on it. Let's find out.
Okay, off the text line, this is for the Mundaring. I respect Mick a great deal, that is Mick McGuan, but I don't like his multi one bit this week. Putting so many players in, it only takes one player to get injured early or have an off game, and it's Cactus. He picked Charlie Cameron last week to kick 2 goals. I didn't like that one either. And he's battling to get a kick, let alone a goal. I think both games are hard to pick this week, so it's going to be interesting. And then Pete goes on to say, just shows Rusty you can give a tip on the radio to the listeners and still get a good price for your horse when it wins. Well done, Mitch Pateman, who gave 2-1 yesterday and 1 today.
Brilliant, Mitch.
Yeah, so he gave 2 that won yesterday and won 1 today.
Come right in on the... Yeah. Well, that one last week of ours that ran third in the last, Lyrical Angel, stayed about $14, paid $4.20 a place.
You can't.
So that's why you can give them out with confidence, and the punters know you're being serious, and they can run a great race without getting smashed in the market.
Here's another one. Just seen Mitch Pateman with 2 armour guards the same size as Dylan Bairstow heading into the bank with a wheelbarrow of cash.
Yeah, that could be right too.
Okay, we've got Brock Neerling. He is the manager of racing at Perth Racing, joining us right now. G'day, Brock.
Good afternoon, boys. How are you?
Good. I'm with Rusty Collette here. You must be looking at that weather forecast for next week and going, what is going on here?
Yeah, well, God, hasn't it been a funny week where you're looking at the forecast and then, outside on Wednesday morning going, how is this ever going to end? And, today I'm meeting with the boys around timing of irrigation for Sunday or Monday. So
it's extraordinary change.
For us. And, it is.
And it's happened really quick.
Can't wait.
Mate, we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. And we're also, not only the daytime temperatures rising, but the overnight temperatures are also rising, which is really important for us to get that soil temperature into all the tracks, and we'll really see a real spike in growth and some tracks really, recovering well over the next few weeks on the back of this warm weather that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, quite amazing. Even yesterday, that rain that come through, and I don't know how much Belmont got out of it, but it ended up being a genuine heavy 8, but at around 9:30, 10, and then it continued on for a good hour.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough in a way that the sun did come out in the afternoon. Yeah, we had nearly 12 mil in that from when we walked the track in the morning to that downgrade to the heavy 8.
Yep.
And I did have a few discussions, with a few people around that, the 2 going from the 6 down to the 8. Probably a big chunk of that is how vulnerable the kike is at this time of year. The track is probably at its weakest moment, and it probably, you're in that 3 to 4 mil of rain range to get a downgrade. So to get such a heavy rain event, with over probably an hour and a half period, made us slip into that heavy 8 range. We're pleased with how it raced in the end, but we're really looking forward to this warmer weather.
Brock, we are all looking forward to 3 weeks' time. We head off to headquarters, Ascot Racecourse. How's the track looking first up? And this sunshine would be, you'd think it'd be perfect for the track at this stage with a few weeks to go.
It is. Everyone does the same thing when we talk about Ascot. You do the reno at the worst time of year, and you're watching that kike slowly tick away month after month where you're not getting a huge amount of growth. We're really pleased with how it has recovered in saying that. But it is quite short at the moment. We're probably at that 60, 65 mil in length range where that's not quite at racing height yet. So, everyone expects that, as soon as you get that turn of weather, and that'll come for us next week, that track will explode. So we'll get that into that 100 mil range, looking into the 11th of October. There'll still be room for improvement after opening day, but we're really well placed. Me and the boys just come in from walking it only in the last hour, and we're really pleased that all the pads have recovered really well. So we've got a full range of options there for rail placement and all that. So everything's looking really well. With three meetings to go at Belmont, and then like you said, we're really looking forward to getting to Ascot.
And the outside surrounds and such around the course, the gardens, all the lawn areas, people like to picnic out there and get on their knee and do all the business. How's that all looking, mate?
Yeah, no, really good. Obviously, there's plenty of work going on. We're doing lots of little bits and pieces all over the place. New jockey room for the women's room is something we've really been looking forward to. New race day office and steward's room and all that's getting a bit of a makeover.
Good.
Yeah, all the little cafes and beach club bar and all that sort of stuff is in. All the team are working really hard. Again, you're probably hampered a little bit by the wet conditions where you can't get trucks and all that sort of where you like to, but that means the push is on now to get it done over the next 3 weeks. So the whole race course is actually looking really well. The roses are coming along nicely, and all those sorts of things, all those things that you love to see when you get back to Ascot are all ticking over really well.
Tony Favato's office, has that had a makeover as well? Very important. The skull.
Yeah, he has actually been here for a very long time and has moved offices in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So you can ask him all about that. He's in a new room, his old room he was in for 40 years, and now he's had to move. So
I've got no doubt it'll be bigger.
It'll be palatial.
It'll be plusher.
It'll be palatial.
It'll be fantastic.
Italian marble.
He's earned it.
Oh, has he ever?
He's absolutely earned it. Mate, look, we was about to do the form here on Belmont for Saturday. We'll bring it back to this Saturday. The weather's going to be good. We're going to be looking at, I've been doing form so far on a slow 5. I don't think even no matter how, if it was Wednesday next week, you might get to a good, but I just don't think you're going to get anywhere near to a good. I think slow 5 would be probably appropriate for form judges to be doing their research on.
Absolutely, yeah. We just definitely won't. There might be that little bit of perception where the sun will be out and there'll be that 23-degree range. But as we talked about before, just that weakness in the Kikuyu, there's probably a rating in that alone, just with how vulnerable the track is at this time of year. So, yeah, absolutely, that genuine soft 5 range. We went up to a 7 today. We'll hopefully get to a 6 tomorrow, and then it'll be between that 5 and 6 range when we walk the track and gallop a few horses Saturday morning to make a decision then. But the track will naturally improve with a 23-degree day on Saturday. So I think, right on the money there with getting into that genuine soft 5 range.
Is there a lot of moving of equipment from Belmont Park across to Ascot in readiness for the season?
There's not as much as there used to be. It's when Perth Racing took those race meetings for Bunbury, there was an upgrade on a lot of the facilities and that sort of thing at Belmont. So, majority of the equipment virtually stays as in place. There's a little bit of stuff, but not much at all. We actually are back at Belmont in three weeks' time after the winter period finishes. I haven't got it in front of me, but it's the mid 22nd, 23rd of October. We're running those few midweeks through the carnival at Belmont. So, yeah, most of the equipment has to stay. So that's really handy for the team.
Brock, how's that win looking like it will play on Saturday?
Yeah, I think for Belmont, I think you can probably not consider that when you're doing your form. It'll be easterly in the morning and we'll swing to that normal southwesterly, but it's not a real true sea breeze. They're saying between 15 and 20 kilometres an hour mid-afternoon. So with how Belmont races, I don't think it'll be in play too much at all.
Well done, Brock. Enjoy yourself and all the best for the meeting on Saturday.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brock.
Racing manager racing at Perth Racing. Let's have a look at the Swan Draft Maiden. That's our next here at Bunbury. Clear some ads and then we'll launch before we get into this next race. 1 Extreme Ruler, 390, Neep Tide. Adam Durant, he's a special guest on the program a little later on.
Oh, he's an important
Hasn't
guest.
he? An important
How'd you get
guest.
him?
We're old mates. Don't worry about that. Safari Boy is 23. Granddad's Addiction, 26. Which one? Lucky Moon, 14. 6 My Monsters, 71. 7 Scared Me, 226. 8 Abstracted, out to 18. 9 Battle Shots, now being ridden by Chanel Cooper, 71. 10 Nutbush City, 151. 11 I'll Tell Al, 126. 12 High Reel, 8 to 14 now Patrick Carberry. Win Las Vegas, 280 into $1.75 for W Pike, yet to get on the board today, and 14 Cabrera, $41.
Looking for the perfect place to relax, dine and stay in Kalgoorlie? The Palace Hotel has been proudly supporting the racing industry for years, offering unmatched hospitality right in the heart of town. The Irish Pub, open from 11 a.m. till late, 7 days a week. The Balcony Restaurant, serving delicious meals Monday to Saturday. The Gold Bar Nightclub, your weekend destination every Friday and Saturday night. Over 100 rooms of quality accommodation, perfect for a weekend away or an extended stay. Whether you're here for the races, a night out, or a comfortable place to stay, the Palace Hotel has it all. Come and experience the warm hospitality of the Palace Hotel, where Kalgoorlie comes together.
Castle Road's killing them. Castle Road blitzed them. Castle Road by 3. Safeguard has 13.2% stakes performers to runners for 2-year-olds. In 2025, Safeguard sired the winner of the Perth Stakes, Castle Road, and Mia Dolce, second in the WA Sires Produce from only 8 starters. In the sales ring, his progeny has sold to $220,000 and in 2025 averaged just under $70,000. Lock and load with Safeguard, standing at Magumba Park for only $4,400.
When it's time to snooze, you cannot lose. By shopping with Lane Tomich at his Cannington and Coburn snooze bedding stores. Like Sealy, Temper, Madison, Slumberland and more. Friendly, informative service, delivery, take away the stress and sleep best. By buying your next bed from Snooze Cannington and Coburn stores.
It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. Freecreditreport.com.au is now the only way you can get a copy of your credit file and your credit score for free. Your credit file and the information recorded is a major factor in any loan approval. It's essential that you know and understand what is recorded on your credit file. Have you been declined for a loan or credit card? Do you know why? Get your credit report for free at freecreditreport.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
Mark down Saturday, September 20 in your diary for this year's famous Mount Magnet races, featuring the Austin Metals Mount Magnet Cup and the Great Southern Fuels Ladies Bracelet. The 6-race program is the biggest social event in the district, so get on course and enjoy a great day out. For those who dress to impress, there will be 3 Fashions on the Field events for the ladies, the gents and seniors, with $2,300 up for grabs. There'll be an on-course Calcutta prior to the Cup, 2 up after the last, and the bands and bars will be operating until 10 p.m. And jockeys and trainers, the bonuses are back. Trainers who accept with 3 horses get $250. Accept with 4 or more and you'll get $500 cash. Jockeys who ride in at least one race will collect a $200 bonus. The Austin Metals Mount Magnet Cup, Saturday, September 20. Follow the club on Facebook for more.
Right, in on the text line we've got gout, just the word gout with a question mark.
That'd be Bradley?
Oh, rich man's disease. It could be. He might have gout.
I think that's what was keeping him away from today's big toe.
Okay. Well, that'd be, understandable. A lot of people that have got a lot of money have it. Gout, eh?
What about Greg L? He said, hey, boys, my best bets are as follows. Today, Rusty having an ordinary shirt, terrible shirt on again, odds on. Oh, it's
what price?
Oh, I think it's just bordered into odds
cut
on.
it out.
It was $2.50 into about $1.90 there, Greg.
Oh, Greg.
And
please.
best, Belmont race. You know who you look like?
Tell
one
me.
of those baseball umpires.
That's what I feel like.
With the striped shirts. Belmont race 5, Go Grommet. 6-1 is Greg L's best. If you've got a best for the weekend, send them in on that Mundaring text line.
Absolutely.
See how good you are, punters.
Come on.
Max working through the colours for this next race at the moment, but we'll get down to him pretty soon.
Genuine Meerkat here.
Coming up in the first.
No, in this one.
In this one, what is it?
Oh, mate. Win Las Vegas, $2.80 to $1.75.
W. Pike.
Well bred.
I think
Yes. I'm feeling lucky.
Steel Blue Boots, durability and choice. Backed by a 30-day, 100% comfort guarantee. This mounting out report is presented by Steel Blue Boots.
I think old Cobb's working under difficulties as well down there. Mac, you've been down the steward's room. What's the latest on a couple of jockeys that haven't fared too well today?
Yeah, I just checked in on the condition of Holly Knottle a few moments ago. Holly copped a whack, not so much in the nose, but around the mouth area, and she had to go through the concussion protocol. Said that she felt fine enough, but they didn't really want to run any risks with Holly, and she was ruled out for the day. Brad Parnham actually ruled himself out after that fall prior to the running of the first. He rode again, but said he wasn't feeling all that comfortable and decided to take leave of his remaining ride. So just a little update there on a couple of riders there today that have been sort of bashed around a little bit. Brad took a pretty heavy tumble. I know he hobbled back originally before he was given the okay to run by the medical staff. But Holly, she caught one. It must have thrown its head back, as they can often do there, and just caught her unawares, and she might have got a little whack around the chops.
Okay, we just can't pick that line up at the moment, so we'll leave it there. We'll give you the dividends, Bunbury Race 5, and this is a good result for the Whiting backers. Hope Ginger's on this. Grandad's Addiction, $37.05. Beat Win Las Vegas, Some Run, 104. Extreme Ruler at $1.30. The Quinella, $22.60. The Exacta, $120.80. The Trifecta, $266.80. The first four, 4, 13, 1 and 3, $2,827.70. And the double 2 and 497.30. Good to see Sharon Miller with a winner there. Russell?
Absolutely. And big run, the second horse, wasn't it? The mail was right. The money was right. The result was unfortunate.
Yeah. The operation was a success, but the patient died, sort of thing. But
yes,
it just needs ground, that horse, doesn't it? And no fault of William. It just got back to where it was. It got shuffled back. It couldn't go. He was niggling, and then he was able to get it out to the outside and flash. You'd like That was 1,400. Hopefully it's at least a mile and maybe more next start.
Absolutely.
More would be better.
I'm feeling lucky. That was
good mare.
staying mare, wasn't it?
Bunbury Race 6. Let's have a look at the board, then we're getting into it. We tried to get Mickey G. He won't be far away. He's joining us soon. The Nixon Electrical Handicap, 1,400. 2, Climb on Top, 320. 3, Speak to Me, 13. 4, Frappuccino, 6. 5, Estimator at 850. 6, Miss Wall Street. This should win, shouldn't it? 340 or not? Too short. 7, Albert, 41. 8, Beljourney at 8. 9, Lucky Heart, 51. And 10, Outfield at $7. Right, let's commence the all-important Belmont Park preview for Saturday.
The Perth Racing Preview is where the Straight Up team finds you the winners at Belmont Park. All the fixed odds markets are from Tab Touch.
Wonderful work, Trev. Always great to have you on the show. The Lawn Pride Australia Plate, 1,000 metres. Fiery Sparkers, 15 to 13. Playing It Sweet, 6 to 550. Schnitzer Latte, 235. And they said, we don't care if you've got gout, if you've got man flu, but we're taking this. It's into $1.90, McGinnity. Perfect Sister, 31 into 19. Eye of the Flies, 101. Good as Hell, 10. Spicy Thang. Now, they've had something on this. This is the second meerkat. 15 into 650. Our Girl Can Run, 17 into 10. Mitchie said, I'm going to start reinvesting. And Vienna Calling is 101, Spectre 34. What's going on in this race?
There's a bit of action. There's no doubt about that. I don't know what sort of size the bets are. Interesting with Schnitzer Latte, clearly the on-topper. It was always going to be the on-topper. Ran third in a Caracatta Plate 2 starts ago to Talk & Co. Got beaten 1.4 lengths and then ran a brilliant fourth. Led, nearly held them off. Was only beaten less than a length, 0.8 of a length there to Just To Fly in the WA size. So it's coming out of Group Company, proven filly. It was brilliant on its first 2 runs. If you just go back and have a look at them, and you need to do this because at the moment, until we can chat to Adam and until we can chat to some of these other leading trainers, it's very speculative. But if you're trying to find the best horse ability-wise, it's Schnitzer Latte. Draw-wise, it's Schnitzer Latte. It just keeps ticking every box. 5 of these runners, interestingly, are resuming. Mart's Maps. How do we go with the speed map here, mate?
Oh, I think Spicy Thang's your leader.
Yep.
From 4, Chanel Cooper, Lukey Fernie. You think Schnitzer Latte will want to be up there somewhere, but, you know, like it was able to lead over 1,400. This is 1,000 different kettle of fish. So I really do think that Spicy Thang should be able to lead and get away with should be able to control proceedings up front.
And you'd be pretty happy if you were to secure the $15 or $16 about the leader.
Don't start rubbing the salt in.
Well,
Come on, Rusty. The poor blokes, they've just put him into intensive care.
Well, don't leave all the machines on at this stage, but I can see why he's under pressure.
I wonder if they're having
the blood pressure will be up. I tell you what, right now, if he could see this market, the change in it.
Wow. He can't. He's lost his vision.
He might have lost his vision when he was going through the form here. Schnitzer Latte, clearly on top.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, on the basis of ability. As I said, 5 of these are resuming. Fiery Sparks resuming. Our Girl Can Run resuming. They both ran in that race 63 days ago, so a couple of months ago. That's just to freshen up, but they ran a second and third behind Painted Red. It was a close finish. All 3 sort of hit the line together. Painted Red held on. These 2 were hitting the line well, but they've had the gap. No trials. Also resuming, we've got Perfect Sister. Blinkers on the first time for Danny Morton. Didn't see it a lot on the trials, but didn't see the blinkers. So there you go. Interestingly also, Good as Hell is another one resuming. Very nice horse this. Won at second start very well in a midweeker at Belmont. After an excellent 4th at Ascot, just Schnitzer Latte. So there's not, that was only 2 lengths between them then. It's rebounding off 178 days. Trial was very nice. Beat home, you there, mate? Sorry, beat home a horse called Pig Malone. Do you know Pig Malone? I think it's Pygmalion, but it was called Pygmalion in the trial. It beat
definitely Pygmalion.
Yeah, I know, but they were calling it Pygmalion. It's nice sometimes they get them wrong in the trial for a little bit of a chuckle. When you're doing so many trials, it does keep us awake at night. But it's going well for Lukey Fernie. I'm with Snitzelado on top. If it's working well, if it's 80%, 70% fit, I think it could be the horse to beat.
Got a special guest, Mickey Grantham, already trained to brace the winners down there at Bunbury. He's joining us on Straight Up this afternoon. G'day, Mickey.
G'day, gentlemen. How you going? Sorry, I was a bit late on the call.
That's all right, mate. No problem at all. I know I've already seen one of your interviews and you've declared your early intention of travelling to Mount Magnet and not going to Belmont Park on Saturday.
No. No, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to take Longines and Elnord for the Cup. And I was when I mentioned it to the boss man that I was going, and I found a couple of other horses to go. He said, "Well, you might as well take them in Staves trial on them." So we able to fill up the truck and see what can happen.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
Have you? No. Well, when was the last time you were in Mount Magnet, Mark?
Oh, a long time ago. I reckon I was about 18. There was 3 pubs there when I was there. There's not now.
Mitch, have you ridden there, the early doors? Or?
No, I'd never been there before, so it'll be new to look at.
The club would be beside themselves, wouldn't they? They would be through Rob Lefroy and all the team up there. They will be beside themselves. So well done to you and well done to Bob for allowing you to do it first off, right off the top. Well done.
This is the race. We're on our way to Magnet.
It'll be a good weekend.
Mate, it'll be a great weekend.
Hey, weren't you up Kununurra?
Yeah. I was at Kununurra and I was fortunate enough to do the Broome Cup week as well. So, yeah, we've had a bit of fun of late.
Now, Mitch, we want to know the truth here. Yeah. Do you dislike winter any more than me and Marty?
I think it might be in my family genes because my nan and pop used to bugger off up north.
Yeah, they did.
Sorry, away from the winter here. So I'm just trying to relive it.
Can you just tell us how good was Kununurra?
Oh, if you haven't done it, go do it.
Yeah.
You'd be mad if you're in the ground and you've never done it because it's the facilities up there are great. It's a very good sort of a country racing. It was actually good to see different faces. You know, you don't see many people from say, our racing industry. You get a lot of the Darwin people that I should say you see on the TV, and then all of a sudden you get to see them in real life. And Mr. Dick Leach, he's a bit of a character. If he's not smoking, he's got a drink in his hand. So it was just, it is what it is up there, and it's a very good laid back sort of a thing.
I think Rusty and we're up there next year doing the drive show from there.
We've got to do that.
We're locked in.
You've got to go do some barra fishing and go to the pubs on the Friday.
And mate, did you get out on the lake at all while you were there? Did you get a chance to get out on it?
No, I never done lake. I've done that. I've done that a few times. We were sort of a hit and run sort of a mission, but it is good. I know that a few people have done it, and they get up in the plane and they can have a little bit of a brunch on the side there. But that's another good thing to do as well.
Mate, this is going to be exciting. You've got a horse in the ladies' bracelet, first beach. You've got, 2 runners in the Cup. You've got going around in the Mount Magnet IGA Express Handicap. And then a couple of runners in the Cup. You've got, who have you got in the Cup?
Elnord.
Longines and Elnord.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, so
it'd be good. I hope they just run the dirt. That'll be the biggest test. You're not going there being I'm not going there being a smart ass by any means. I'm sort of just going because, you sort of have horses in that category for those country cups, and I have them. So I was more the liking to go there and see what happens.
So our man, Rusty Collette, has got a question regarding your horses going to the Mountain Magnet meeting on Saturday, Russell, and get on that text line. Retrovision for Mundaring 0427 789 571.
And I've done some research on this meeting at Mount Magnet. I do some strange things in regard to statistics. And, Mark, I want to know from our audience, which of the horses that are entered at Mount Magnet on Saturday, which of them sold for the most as a yearling?
From
from anywhere.
From anywhere.
From that whole field.
From the whole
all
lot.
the field. Now, you'd think straight away, the obvious, you'd think probably one of Bob's. You'd think, but is it one of Bob's?
Okay. 0427 789 571. Now, Mickey.
Is this just for the cup?
Or the meeting?
Oh, the meeting.
The meeting.
Oh, the meeting. Yeah, right. Okay.
How about race number 5, Cosmic Crusader? All good there to bounce off the win last week?
Yeah, no, Mark, you know what it's like in the racing industry. We had to separate a lot of the other ones, which is, it's not a bad thing to have, but it's also is a bad thing to have. But we don't sort of want them clashing with our ones. And that was the talk the boss and I had sort of Sunday evening and close to Monday morning and afternoon before we nominated him. And he hasn't left. He left a little bit of roughage, say the Sunday, Monday, and ever since then he's licked the bowl again, and he was pretty well in his gallop this morning. So even if tomorrow there's a hair turned, I won't run him. So I'll be very cautious on that way, not to make sure that he's not ready to go, but. All going forward, he's pulled up well and he's happy. Well, the main thing, he's mentally happy. That's the main thing.
That's the 100%, Mitch. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you while we've got you, you're one of the leading stables in the state now. The Cerise, we're seeing more and more winners coming through, and a lot midweek, and a lot of horses that seem to be showing a lot of promise going in towards Ascot. It must be getting very exciting out there. How's the boss feeling with the progression over the last sort of 6 to 12 months, and how exciting is Ascot season looking for you, considering it's only 3 weeks away?
Oh, it's obviously good, and a lot of people have been in my position, so I'm just trying to make the most of it and do the best that I can, and make sure the Peters families are happy with it, really. But they run a very good and tight ship, but it's also a well organised schedule as well. So, as most people know, the horses do the talking, and if they make it, they don't. If they don't, they get looked after, and the ones that can do it, they're the ones you talk about. So, there's a lot behind the scenes that are coming through, and I think I got 15 or 16 trialling Lark Hill Monday. So, there's a few in there that can hopefully go on as well. So. It is good, and I love the pressure. When I don't have any pressure, I start doing stupid things.
Good, that's what we like to hear. Now, on the Racing Rewind program last Sunday, Mickey Heaton and Lockie Taylor, they were mapping out programs for Cosmic Crusader, who, by the way, is a $7 second favourite for the Railway Stakes. No doubt you would have discussed this, I wouldn't say too deeply with Bob, because he likes to take it one run at a time, but what is sort of playing around in the back of your mind with regards to a program to get him to the Railway Stakes?
Well, you know what Bob's like. He's been in this position every year for however many years, so to me it's exciting, and he lives that with me as well. He tells me to settle down and whatnot. He keeps me very level, which is good. But I think the program will just decide after Saturday whether he goes to the farm for a week, has a little let up, and then from there, he could go the Asian Bow or somewhere. It's just more the attack into it, so we don't get hammered with our rating points, so we get in low.
So does this give us an opportunity, and I'm just making sure he hasn't done it before, to see how he backs up, just in case he goes into a Peters on a backup at some stage?
Well, it could potentially, yes, but...
Peters into a Railway, I meant, on the backup, yep.
Yeah, correct. But opportunistic could potentially have to be that one, so it's more, I guess, trying to get as many as we can into the one race.
Yep.
And then, if one falls away, at least we still got one or two for the race. But, yeah, it could potentially be the seeing of it for sure.
It was a super win. It really was. It was an eye-catcher, and it caught the attention of the racing public across Australia. People were talking about this everywhere. And we've seen a great pre-market support here for the return off a week. The horse must have pulled up well, because it just seemed to hit the line. He is pricked.
Yeah, he did. I think there was probably a little bit untapped, say, pressure under the saddle when Clint sort of shot him some rain and asked him for that effort. I wasn't expecting him to win like that. No way in the world was I. But a lot of Bob's horses come back a lot bigger and better, and he was never no slouch. I've obviously definitely got the icing on the cake. It's just as usual, it sort of just falls in that category where he can go through his grades, and I got the cherry on the cake.
So looks like it'll be a soft 5, the track on Saturday, so that should be perfect for him. If he does start, he's going to be very hard to beat. The market indicates that. Let's move on to Antique Star. So those boys discussing the win of Antique Star on Saturday last, another of your horses, the mare on the back up. They weren't so sure about her form and the form going forward, but I've got a feeling she may be one of those horses that can improve a lot in this campaign.
Yeah, she will, Marty, because she's a little fine filly, but I sort of got caught up in the rut with a sibling of hers, Antique Miss, that I babied a little bit. But the more I gave it to her, the more she gave me, and she's a fairly little fragile sort of a horse, but she's definitely got a lot of heart in the bulldog. So the backup definitely isn't a worry for her. She was, when they called for the extended noms and I looked at her, I was actually dragging the track and she was jumping out of her skin. So I ended up putting her in.
And getting down to 53.5 will be an advantage for a horse of her stature.
Well, it's another thing, Russ, because she's not going to have to carry the weight. She goes up in grade, but she also carries the less weight against a horse like Smooth Mover that's going to have 60. So. And the other one, Twilight Tale. So she's at a pretty good weight advantage, and she won pretty well the other day.
Amy Jo Hayes doing well with your stable, getting a lot of opportunities through you, riding well, and she'd be absolutely relishing the opportunities she's getting in the past couple of months.
No, the best thing about her, she's got a set of ears on her, and she's definitely progressing a lot. She's got great work ethic, and she wants to learn. And as much as I can help her, I'm doing the best I can. So I don't think it's going to happen in the next, couple of weeks. But the more she rides and the more she gets out there, she's definitely riding better. Even a horse then she picked up of Icanu. She's, it's a bit of a handful of a horse, but she rode it perfectly, and obviously it didn't run anywhere, but she looked neat on it. That was my biggest thing for her, is that she looks neat and balanced, but she's doing a great job at it.
See, one of the things, and you'd get this, Mickey, that a lot of the apprentices over here don't get a chance to ride the really good horses.
Yes.
No.
And for her to get these opportunities to ride these good horses that you're putting her on must certainly help her development.
I was in the same boat, Mark, when I rode, and even when I drove, you just need that one person to give you the opportunity. Then all of a sudden you get the opportunity, then more horses come, and then all of a sudden you look back 3 years and how fast it went. So the more opportunities you can get riding the better ones, you're better off riding better ones than slow ones. And slow ones teach you bad habits.
Correct. No, 100%.
That's all we can do.
What about this last race today at Bunbury, Pharaoh Show? Can you make it a treble?
Oh, I feel bad for her now because when Morgs was interviewing me, I told him that was my best of the day, and then I had 2 winners.
Oh, well, there you go.
The pressure's on.
Yeah, sure is.
I think the one of Bairstow's coming out. I know it looked home the other day, but it had a massive weight swing on the one that kicked back and got it, but it would have been better for the run. So it coming out definitely helped our chances.
Worcester, yep.
All right, mate. Well, go get them up there in Mount Magnet. I reckon. Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to do a wonderful thing for this region. They're going to probably never have better looking, more expensive horse flesh going around than ever before. And I think it's just a great story. Well done.
Sure is.
Taking the trip up there. And I'm sure people will be down to give some of your horses a look and maybe a pat. Have you worked out yet, mate, which is the most expensive yearling out of them?
No, well, okay. I think it's First Speech, or if it's playing around at the sales here.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately saying no. Saying no to those two.
Well, I didn't have much time.
That's all right, mate. We've kept you busy in between. You've still got time to join us on the text line. Always great to catch up, mate.
All right, anytime. Thank you.
He's an absolute star, the young man, Mickey Grantham. Love talking to him. He's so respectful. and gives you a really good insight into his horses. So just recapping, race 1, which way are you going here at Belmont Park on Saturday?
Belmont Park, Snitzelade, only because she's a crack filly, she's resuming, and I have all trust in Adam Durant to have her close enough to the fitness level required. He's in good form, the stable. She's drawn 1, she ticks every box, William Pike aboard, and she's coming out of group company, and a lot of these wouldn't get to group company. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm saying it in a factual way. She's been placed 3rd in a Karrakatta, 4th in her size. It's pretty good going.
Now, Perry from Como has texted in on that Mundaring text line. Who needs Puff Daddy? Bring back Gary Carvolth and the Parachuters. I don't know. You've got me there, but he is one of my favourites. One of the great broadcasters of all time, Gary Carvolth.
Him and Jenny Seaton.
Yeah, they had a great show. That was towards the twilight. I loved him in his younger days as well. What a voice. What a
ripper bloke.
Oh, he could do a live commercial as good as anyone.
Telethon.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Race number 2, the budget minibus handicap over the 1,000 metres. Time to go 6 past 2. And one is talking gibberish, 7:52. Bonnie Ladd. You said there was only one Meerkat, 9:50, 14 into 9:50. Number 3, Mantua, is 6:50. 4, Nicky Motor. Isn't this little stable going all right?
Absolutely.
In the Maliador colours, the Castledine colours, 3:10, Black Aura. We'll be talking to Adam later, 3:40, specking. Kimberley Currency's specced into 51. Macwell Smart is 81 to 41. And Paint It Red, 6.50 to $5.
Now, Mark, just on that, which one were you saying is the other Meerkat? Bonnie Ladd?
Well, it went...
9.50 out to 12, back to 9.50, I think.
Yeah, 9.50 out to 14.
Oh, okay, back into 9.50.
Yeah.
They've just trimmed back up.
Trimmed it
to
back
the
up.
original. Yeah. That's all right. It was a good run the other day. Let's see the speed, mate.
Speed, there's a bit of speed here.
March maps, we need it.
Yeah, there's speed here. There's speed everywhere. There's speed. Well, you know where Nicky Motor wants to go. You know where Paint It Red wants to go. Kimberley Currency and Mantua. And they've all sort of drawn in, even talking gibberish out wide. So they're going to have to sort this one out, but this will be a fastly run race.
Okay, so you're saying they're all the speed. So who's going back in this? We'll get Bonnie Ladd going back, Black Aura probably going back, and Kimberley Currency probably going back. Is that how you're seeing it? And Macwell Smart. It was a good trial, by the way.
Oh, Macwell
Smart was a very sharp
like
trial.
Neck Minute.
It was, but for a horse that's had 4 starts for no placings, it was a good trial. Very good trial. All right, this race, mate, with the speed on and such, I think, again, we've got to go with some of these horses resuming off 5 and 6 months, no trial. You've got to go with the faith. You've got to go with what you know, and we've got to go to past history to find it out. So it takes a little bit more work to do. Black Aura's debut was extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Black Aura's first win was extraordinary. Black Aura, I really do believe, is a future top-line mare. I think she'll go right through to the top of her grade in regard to mares racing. So I think she's got a big future ahead. Recently turned 4. She's a playing god, or Tessa, beautifully bred. I think they'll keep racing this horse. She's got a will to win. And having that break, had a nice break, it's coming back. I think getting it back while it's not going to be wet, a soft 5 for me, just to have her going around on top of the ground is what I'm trying to say. I think it's a plus. Drawn 8, up 3 kilos doesn't greatly worry me because the horse will, I think, will probably settle back here. And I think it's one of the few that will settle back and probably enjoy that there's going to be a true, genuine speed here.
First up card good, 2-2.
Yes, it ticks a lot of boxes again. 9 starts, 3 wins.
So what about the former clash between it and Nicky Motor?
Yes.
When they clash at even weights and Black Aura beat it.
Yes.
2/3 a length, and then Nicky Motor just has that claim after carrying 1 kilo extra. So it's almost like they're there again at evens, aren't they? You can't really give Chanel Cooper the full 3 kilos when you're doing the form.
Yeah, look, there's not a huge gap between them on paper, but there could be a bigger gap in terms of longevity and
Black Aura to be a better horse, you think?
I think so, mate. I think it's got more upside, is what I'm saying. I think they've done a marvellous job with Nicky Motor. Fell in the other day, and it really did just fall in. It wouldn't want another metre. That race to have been 1,010 metres, and there was no Nicky Motor, I can assure you. The other one was gobbling it up, Go Gromit. I thought it actually might have got it on the bob, but it didn't. So well done to the 4-year-old mare, Nicky Motor. You know where she's going to be. She's going to be bowling along out in the lead. Mantua's the interesting horse coming across for Dylan Bairstow. Another one of these ones. He's bought this tried horse.
Good at getting them online, haven't they?
He's been very clever. I think he spends lots of time in it. I went back and had a look at this record. Very consistent horse, and it looks like it's a dry tracker. It wouldn't surprise me if that's why it's here. Mm-hmm. If he's gone, okay, let's find something over there that's probably struggling a little bit, either on the synthetics or in the wet, but goes okay in the dry. And this is probably its forte. So Mantua in the trial sat just outside the leader, was excellent. The third, it was a good trial. Hymns of Eladair's trial, very, very good trial. Others in it, Painted Red.
But what about the fitness here? The fitness advantage.
What, for Nicky Motor?
No, Painted Red?
For Painted Red, well, it's had 21 days. I don't know about that run against Who's Bent. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of jury out. And I don't know how it's going to go without the track really being a little bit rain affected. I'm not expecting this to play to a true soft 6.
Well, you said soft 5.
I'm saying soft 5 tending towards drier.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be any surface issue.
All right. He was saying soft 5 bordering on a 6 at best.
Yeah, I'm the other way.
You're the other way.
The other way. But still soft 5 range. Painted Red, Lucy Fury gets the ride because Tash is out at the moment. Going well enough, no doubt about that. And certainly Lucy is, back with a treble there yesterday. Talking gibberish, she's got a claim. I'll tell you an interesting runner here. If you want to go back and see one, it was a very solid return. Bonnie Ladd, the one that was 950 out to 14 back into 950. It meets Nicky Moto 5 kilos better. For the last run. It was only 2.5 lengths off it. But I'm sticking with Black Aura, Pike, Duran. I think they could have a good day out here.
All right.
Okay.
So you're selecting Black Aura?
Yes, I am.
Right.
Steel Blue boots designed for comfort, durability and choice. Backed by a 30-day, 100% comfort guarantee. This mounting out report is presented by Steel Blue Boots.
Steel Blue Boots, Ross Fitzgerald. Anyone going any better than him, they'd be in a store gift. But our man, Darren McCauley, is down in Bunbury. He's got a question for you, Rusty.
Yes, mate.
Oh, Rusty, it's not so much as a question. I've gone through the Mount Magnet form forensically here today, listening to the question that you've put out there. Is there something that I'm missing here, mate? I thought Michael Grantham might have got one of the two right.
I found it a little bit of a misnomer, but
a misnomer.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that this horse, from its early doors to now, would have been racing at Mount Magnet. I'm not knocking Mount Magnet. Horses end up all over the place. But the horse, do you want to know what the horse is?
Yes.
No one's seen me to find it.
You've baffled them on the Mundaring text line.
Okay. China Horse Club, back in 2019. So we're going back a bit.
Yeah.
They paid $370,000 for Urban Warrior, the bottom weight in the last.
Wow.
Yes, $370K. It's a lot of money.
It is now.
Around was 100. Longines was 200.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go.
There you go, Mac.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Have I got too much time on my hands, Cobb?
Clearly. Clearly, no, you're right. It beat First Beach by a short half head in the sale ring.
Now, what about this race, Cobb? The next electrical handicap over the 1400. I was in Kalgoorlie when Miss Wall Street won. You were fielding that day. Won the last, didn't it? Have I got the right horse?
Yes.
Tats Cup Day.
Yeah, Tats Cup Day. You called it, Mac. Yes. You were there.
Yeah, it was. I was there with you. Look, it was a fantastic performance. I've gone with the mare here in the second last. She was scratched yesterday at Belmont Park.
and reserved for this here. I think if she can replicate her last 2 runs, she's got to be right in the mix here. The one that's intriguing to me, the money horse, is Frappuccino, which has had a few stables in recent times. Started off with LP Luciani.
Okay, thanks, Darryl. We'll just give it a quick update here. Bunbury race number 6, Miss Wall Street, 360, 320, 360 firm climb on top, 10 to 9 Belle Journey. Now, there was a tip for Belle Journey off that Mundaring text line too. Where was that one? Here it is. Do like Belle Journey and Run for Rob. Last 2 races today. Cheers. That is Rick of Bindoon, who will have a $100 Mundaring hotel voucher coming his way. And these horses just taking their time to load here at the moment. Bunbury, there is a minute before start time. We might just play a few ads before we get to Mac.
Darling View Thoroughbreds, the home of the mighty playing God. Full-time vet services, 24-hour foal watch. Darling View, the home for your mare and foal. Discounts for returning clients. Log on to darlingviewthoroughbreds.com.au for details.
But it's the Warrior, Romantic Warrior, 2 on Liberty Island. It's history at Sha Tin.
Don't miss a minute of the best racing in the world from Hong Kong at Sha Tin Racecourse this Sunday. The best jockeys, trainers and horses do battle for huge prize money, and punters can bet into massive pools. Tune in to Drive and the Sports Daily for interviews with local trainers and jockeys, along with the best racing analysts to find that next winner. Hong Kong racing from Sha Tin this Sunday, with full coverage here on TABradio statewide.
Get more out of the footy this AFL season with Tab Touch's Same Game Multi. Elevate your betting experience with every kick, every handball and every goal. Got the touch? Download Tab Touch. Chances are you're about to lose.
This race for Oakland Park Stud, standing ingratiating and sessions. Go to oaklandparkstud.com.au for details.
In the orange jacket goes in Frappuccino. Speak to me, and now Albert. And they're just about right. The running of this 3rd leg of the quadrilla. The Nixon Electrical Handicap. Speak to me in. One of 2 horses carrying the combination of red and white colours. And here is the other, Albert. The light goes on. Johnny Waslin has the button. They're set to go. And Albert trails them all in. Speak to me. The local for Pete Giadresco. Paddy Carberry with the 2nd leg of a double. Back in the field there, and he looped the field, got to them at the 250 mark, and then he found another gear. And clearly the outfield ran 4th, and it was a length and a quarter by 3/4 of a length. Belle Journey was 5th home. Speak to me is out of Indazone by Encosta de Largo for the Giadresco family, trained by Pete and ridden by Patrick Carberry, booting home the 2nd leg of a double today. Paddy, 2 climb on top. Got busy late after losing touch with them at the top of the straight there. Attacked the line well. Clint Johnston Porter for Dan and Ben Pearce by Demerit from Time to Climb. And Miss Wall Street by Manhattan Rain from Street Value in the Art of Mac Hall, ridden by Kesh Duran. They've run home in 36.90. Last event today, Melbourne Cup on sale, Bunbury Handicap, 16.85. The trip, number 2, Worcester is the scratching. Willie Pike's on to 6 War Matters now, and Luke Campbell will ride number 7 in Coventry Reef. Riley Morgan waits for us downstairs, and with him is winning part owner and trainer Peter Giadresco down there in the winner's circle this afternoon. And gee, didn't this horse relish getting back on top of the deck this afternoon, Morgs?
He's getting back to the home deck as well. I think Darren, he's got a terrific record here at Bunbury. Peter, he clearly does his best work at home.
Yeah, well, the track was a bit drier today. Like, it was pretty wet last time, and he's been in work for a fair while, and that was a pleasing result. I probably wasn't quite expecting that. I thought he might need another run under his belt, but yeah, I'll take that.
Were you expecting him to resent those conditions as much as he did there first up on that heavy surface?
Oh yeah, because he's a very heavy horse himself, and I probably got held up with him a bit this prep because I had one of my owners in it pass away, so it took a while to get all that going, and he's going all right.
as we know from what he's produced previously, we know he's a horse that can certainly compete with the best of them in town in those ratings, races and graduation company of sorts. Do you have to look at now with his rating going back to town, despite the fact that he loves it here at Bunbury?
Yeah, I just wanted to go into a soft race while I was still getting him right. I still don't reckon he's anywhere near his tops. And he has ran second on Saturday in town, over 1,800, so he'll get over a bit of ground. So today was really just a soft field.
How's Captain Chaos going behind the scenes? Well, how's he done since his last start effort?
He's going absolutely super.
Hasn't it been remarkable to see him back to his best? It had been a while between, I guess, drinks in terms of when we'd seen his best, but he seems to be thriving now that he's back under your care.
Yeah, I mean, he was out of form when I got him for a couple of years, and I wanted a work partner for this one, so I ended up buying him just to work with this bloke. And, he's been going good, and he's changed his attitude, and, he's really trying. He's really happy. The horse is real happy, and I'm happy too because he's going good.
I'm sure you're even happier after the result here today as well, Pete. Congratulations.
Oh, it's good. We bred this horse, and so, it's good when you breed him and the family's involved. It's, have a bit of fun, and Paddy's done a great job of riding him here today.
So just leave it there. Peter G. Dresco. And
good to see,
it's fantastic. Love seeing him training winners. Ripping fellow. Bunbury race 632-610. Speak to me. Patrick Carberry 1473.60. Climb on top $1.40. Miss Wall Street, wow, $1.30. Quinella 34.20. Exacta 73 even. The trifecta 164.30 in the first four. 326.10, 828.20, 43 double, 257.80. And number one was the scratching, the last at Bunbury race sevens to go in 35 minutes. And it is the Melbourne Cup on sale, Bunbury Handicap. It's a fantastic day, isn't it? Melbourne Cup Day at Bunbury.
Brilliant.
1 Punch $3.90, 3 Pharaoh Show $6, 4 Prince Epaulette $5, 5 Producted $5, 6 War Matters $4.80, 7 Coventry Reef $26, 8 Henry Has Spoken $9, 9 Mong Con $41, and 10 Run for Rob is $10.
This is a demolition in the Boulder Cup. Starry Heights goes on and wins by 5 lengths.
The time-honoured Blue Spec Drilling Boulder Cup this Sunday at the KBRC. Thanks to sponsors Tab Touch, Rock Tech, Tom Sayers Memorial, Diggers and Dealers, High Grade Personnel and Wittersons. Be on course for the draw of the KBRC Golden Saddle Raffle. The Jason Diamond Band will be playing the hits, 3 on-course bookmakers, Fat Buddha Thai, Mrs. Whippy, and plenty of bars and great food served throughout the course. Don't miss one of the biggest days of the year. Racing, food, live music and great company at the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club. Blue Spec Drilling Boulder Cup. Gates open 12 noon, first race 1:05 p.m. The KBRC, the greatest show on turf.
Gloucester Park is celebrating the taste of WA. On selected Friday nights in October, the Beau Rivage restaurant will be offering the best of WA produce in a sensational seafood and carvery buffet with WA wine tastings. See all the great action on the track from the comfort of your table and enjoy a taste of WA at Gloucester Park this October. Book now at gloucesterpark.com.au.
Get more out of the footy this AFL season with Tab Touch's Same Game Multi. Elevate your betting experience with every kick, every handball, and every goal. Got the touch? Download Tab Touch. Chances are you're about to lose.
You're tuned into The Drive Show on TAB Radio. The Drive Show with juice left in the tank.
Well, we could say the big names keep coming here on this Drive Show and straight up today, Rusty, but this is the biggest name. This is
great.
The number one. Adam Durrant. Very good afternoon.
Settle down, boys. I'm a has-been. I've put the cue in the rack.
Hang on a second.
I just play reserves now.
Yeah, I bet you've got a big summer coming, I think, and you're going to produce a few this weekend. In all seriousness, it's a bit of an important day for the stable, I guess, for you.
Yeah, look, they're all nice horses that have already they've proven themselves as metro horses. So you like to keep them there, but as you know, the promise potential is only on paper, and they've got to come back and keep reproducing it, don't they? So it'll be interesting in their training and that side of things. They've really pleased us, and they've come back more mature and probably more sort of rounded horses. So hopefully we can extract a bit longer prep out of a couple of them, because they've shown glimpses of real potential.
Mate, you've always been one to give them plenty of time. You've never rushed your horses. But when you go through some of their records, they really do build a good record on the back of that, because you get to see the best of them and you don't usually get to see the worst of them. You're patient with them. I'm a bit surprised how many of your horses of late have been starting without a trial. Is there any new move on that?
Oh, not really. Just obviously the wet tracks that we've had. We've had a lot of rain, and I just preferred all these group come in with that in mind, and it's not an afterthought. They were probably ready to go 3 weeks ago, and rather than go to the trials, we just opted to keep them at home and get that legwork into them there. So, I mean, for the short races, most of them are going over 1,000 metres, so they've had the work. I think, I feel for the 1,000 metre races. So, had it been 12s or 14s, you've got to question it, because race fitness and a trial always helps them. But I'm pretty confident for the 1,000 metres. We followed a similar path to what I did with KTY and also Black Aura at their previous preps, and everything reads the same. So all their data's good, and they look in great order. So no real reason behind it. Probably if the sun come out, they'd probably trial Monday had they not been racing. So I thought, well, it's a free throw at the stump. They're not probably Kalgoorlie horses. So 2 weeks' time's Kalgoorlie. So they get a nice little week's rest on the quiet in the paddock, and then hopefully at the beach, and then 2 weeks building into their second up run.
And isn't it nice when we can go to town for 80,000 stakes plus bonuses, and when you've got a horse like your 3-year-old filly Schnitzer Latte, had its last 2 starts in group company in the Karrakatta and the Sires, ran 3rd and 4th in them. This crack filly, I reckon that's what she is. She resumes without a trial, but drawn one, gets William Pike, and certainly looks to be the testing material in the first.
Yeah, you'd think so. Look, if the trial, I mean, if it was a trial field, I'd be very disappointed if she didn't probably win it sharpness-wise and when you look at the horses. But you've still got to respect them. They're a few untried and unknown horses in the race. So, you've got to, respect them, and you've got to, two, respect the fact that 2-year-olds sometimes don't come back. But we have been, she picked herself to be a 2-year-old. We didn't rush her, and everything she did, she sort of did within a comfort zone. So we hope that we haven't popped her before she gets to show her best, because she does feel as though she could, get to I feel, fillies and mares stakes grade if the stars align.
And your other runner in the race playing it sweet in the Cosgrove colours. I just want to digress one sec. You look at all your runners there on Saturday. They're running for Cosgrove. They're running for Neville Duncan and obviously his owners. And, of course, they're running for the Durants. And where are you? As you said earlier on, you're playing reserves. Have you just become a little bit more boutique, if you like, in who you're training your horses for?
Yeah, we've cut our numbers down 2/3, so we're down to, the 30, 40 in work mark, and we're planning on sort of dropping it down even more in the next sort of 12 months. I've still got a few stragglers that probably need to move on that we're just trying to get a win out of, and that's the plan. Hopefully we can just, concentrate on City Saturday types and have a smaller select stable. You've obviously still got to go to the provincials and countries, and I love going to those places, and unfortunately my numbers-wise, I'm just not able to support those clubs as much anymore because I just don't have the sheer numbers, but you've still got to start them somewhere to begin with, and obviously city horses are hard to find. So, I mean, there's always going to be the B and C graders if you've got any type of stable, but hopefully we can focus on more more city sort of style stable, and the days of trying to win premierships and things like that are long past me. I'm not interested in that. I'd rather just enjoy myself and yeah, just as you said, just have a bit more of a boutique stable, and I enjoy training for the crews that I'm training for at the moment, and not that I didn't enjoy training for everyone else, but just the big numbers that you just lose a bit of interest after a while.
It becomes more of a job than then something you can be really passionate about. There's just too many, isn't there? How many phone calls can you make in or take in a day? Mate, the second race there tomorrow, on Saturday, Black Aura, it resumes from 8. There looks to be really good, genuine speed in this race for Black Aura. This horse really did hit the racing with a bang. It really showed a lot of ability from early doors. I put a line straight through that last run before it went for a spell. It was just off the track throughout and had no cover. It is just, no matter which way you look at this horse, this is a nice horse, and this looks to be a very good setup for it, map-wise. How's Black Aura coming along, and how confident are you?
Yeah, she's a tricky one because I don't know what her distance range is yet. She's by playing guide, but she's out of an Oratorio mare. So, I mean, she's run well over 1,400. Closing off pretty well late. But I'm still not convinced either way whether she's just keep it trainer really fresh and 1,000, 1,200 metres. It might be the best way to go with her because her first up run last preparation, although she didn't beat a lot, the way she did it was of a nice horse, and then the previous, the next start she was able to do it 10 days later over 1,000 metres, dropping back 200 metres, and that tells me generally your horses that want longer probably don't do that. They probably more will be flat, and she was able to win again. And after that, I think we lost her a bit. She was feeling the hard tracks, and I probably should have pulled up after that. But we kept going and sort of we got 2 poor runs. So I definitely forgive her for her last 2. She's working every bit as good as what she was going into her first and second up run last prep, if not possibly better. She's a bigger, stronger filly. So it'll be interesting when the whips are cracking. She's probably going to get back a little bit. That's going to be the key. And Willie's going to have to navigate a path. And we're just going into a few of these races. Treat them as a trial. If you get the gaps and things pan out, it's a bonus. We're not going to be peeling off at the 600 4 and 5 wide and blowing these horses up on Saturday. Yep. So you got to be aware of that and be a little bit cautious that they're probably going to be ridden more the Willie Pike style anyway. So it's probably the way that it's going to pan out nicely for them for their first up run, but. Yeah, certainly can't knock her. She looks great. They've all come through winter good. All their coats are dropped out, and they're starting to look really well.
Perfect. Yeah, third event you got 2 again Cosgroves and Duncan's Colours here. Him's a Valadare, a horse I've always had a bit of fun with and love a session. What can you tell us about these 2?
Yeah, they're just your typical Westmead Platinum horses. Run them 10 times, those Platinum races, and you probably get a different result, 10 times with those style of horses. Both trialled really well in similar trials. I think they'll both play a part. They're going really well. Obviously, Him's a Valadare. He's had a bleeding indiscretion in the past, so fresh is best for him. He's obviously a horse you've got to manage, and Love a Second, as we call her at home. She's won 2 and what she run 10 or something seconds, or even more she might have run. But
11 seconds, mate.
11 seconds. There you go. So I mean, some of her runs are beauties, and you'll think you watch some of her runs when she gets beat, you just think, oh, that was she's unlucky, and then the next start she'll get every possible and be a little bit plain and run second again. So we're hoping on her work on Tuesday, she's probably my pick out of the 2. She went exceptionally well, and she's coming along really nicely. So, but those races, as you know, you like betting on 2,200 metre maidens in the middle of winter. You're a brave man and a very clever judge if you can. If you get it right, pick out those Westmead. Yeah, you get those. I mean, you get it right they're pretty easy if you get a $1.50, graduation horse that's going to go through its grades. They take care of those ones pretty easily. But most of the time, they've all been racing each other for 5 or 6 runs, these horses, haven't they? So a lot of respect for the top weight, but he's got his share of weight as well. So he's probably one of those that's good enough for graduations.
Yes.
That slip back into a Westmead Platinum, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Mate, you would not believe the last 20 minutes, I'm just going to let Adam know, we have been sitting here in pitch darkness, working off our phones put our phones
Things
on
are
our
going
form
tough here,
sheets.
mate.
Where's Marty's hands? That's the biggest worry.
No, there was a power blackout. Dead set, there was a power
Might not
blackout.
have your wallet.
And finally, after 20
You know me
minutes, the
too
lights
well.
have just come on. We were just cheering here at this end. So I just wanted to let you know, mate, we sounded like we were a bit lost. We were. Race 4, mate. This is another.
I've been lost for 15 years, so don't worry about being lost.
Nothing's new. Nothing's
Not a bad
new.
way to be sometimes.
That's good.
Absolutely. Mate, race 4 here. Another one of your young types, only had 5 starts, 4-year-old. Again, just hit the racing scene with gusto, and everyone was thinking, what have we got here? I remember first up, he got beat at Albany by a horse at 100-1, Nicky's Affair. And then straight after that, bang, straight to town, straight to Wascott and straight on top in a 61 plus. And from then onwards, this 4-year-old, he's just gone better and better. 5 starts, 2 wins, 1 second, 2/3. How's he coming back? KTY.
Yeah, he's come back well. Can't fault the horse. His work's been good. He's been a really immature type that we've taken our time with. The full sister or half sister was really talented, that Grant and Alana hadn't had injury issues and sort of went early. So I just was mindful to take our time with him and hopefully, give him his chance to maybe progress as a 4 and 5-year-old. My biggest concern with this guy, we sort of lost him. We've lost him second up every time we've gone to the races. He hasn't maybe been the same horse, but I guess then when you go look at the horses that beat him second up last prep, I mean, he's gone on and ended up a stakes horse. And, I might have been a bit hard on him second up, running him 2 weeks later. I think you need, if you're not trialling, you probably need that 3-4 weeks in between runs after their first up run to get the best out of them if you want them to reproduce that really sharp first up run. And both times, because he's won so impressively, I've been sucked into going, he's come through the run well, which all intents and purposes to look at him he had. But, I mean, it just takes that little bit out of him, I think, sometimes, and possibly just running him that 2 weeks after that first up run just might have taken the edge off him. So, his numbers when he's right first up, he's going to get to stakes level. There's no risk about that if he stays sound. Just whether, he needs to sustain a good long preparation. Obviously 5 or 6 runs if you're going to be that type of horse, which we're hoping this time in, we can achieve with him. He's a lovely horse and he's one of the fastest that I've had as far as his speed goes, but they've got to be able to sustain it and stay sound, don't they?
Absolutely, and the danger to him is your other runner, stable runner, on paper, Silver Eye. Boy, it was good first up.
Yeah, on face value, he looks that way, and he races actually better second up than first up. So, he's a pretty good measuring stick for where these guys are at, because he had a very, very soft trial before he won first up. And these are probably going into the first up runs with just as much fitness as him. So it sort of, for me, I think KTY's a better horse than him as far as ability-wise, but the other horse is a year older, a bit tougher. Everything's, fallen into place with him now. He's a ready-made racehorse, but I do worry a little bit with the 1,000 for Silver Eye second up. His pedigree says that he'll get out to a mile at some stage. His mental attitude sort of turns us off us, but it might just be a little bit sharp for him to finish off as sharp as what he did last start, and that's my only concern with him. Whereas the other bloke with 54, I just think he just might be too good. I'm still going to sleep on it whether I run Silver Eye, because there's a 72 1200 the week later as well.
Okay, and of course his wet track form is impeccable, Silver Eye.
He does love it. He does love the soft, and that could have flattered the win a bit the other day as well, part of the track he was in. There's a few arguments you could say, but in saying that too, if you go back his couple of preps ago, he had a poor prep last time in, he had feet issues. Prep before that, he ran some seriously good closing sectionals behind the horse escapes my name, Mr. Miller's horse that won the Quokka and that. Nothing was getting near it at the time.
Joker's
he ran second to that. Joker's Grin. So his form, on his day he can run, and he's quite sharp. So it wouldn't surprise me if he went well, but I just sort of think that maybe he's looking for a 1200 second up might have been more his liking. But on top of the ground, I'm not fussed. I think he can still be competitive. He's not just a wet tracker. When you look at the numbers he run that day, he still gets over the top of the ground good.
And mate, a horse, the only other starter on the day is the staying mare Resuming, Queen of Jerusalem. But boy, she's been a good mare for me. I've just seen her have that knack of just working her out through a racing pattern as to when she's ready to go, because I reckon I've had 4 or 5 good bets on her, and she's got the money done every time. She's been a beauty.
Yeah, she's not a hard horse to hide, because she just sort of goes along and doesn't really switch on until you get up over the distances. So hopefully, she's come back in good order. I've been sucked in a little bit because I half think she's a chance on Saturday, but I know my heart thinks she's a chance, but my brain says you're an idiot. She'll get out sprinted, but she's just going so well. She's probably the sharpest she's ever been. Usually I sort of roll into a couple of trials with her, and we thought, oh, bugger it, she's working so well and in such good nick, we'll just give her the run first up rather than going to the trials. So she'll run really well, and she's in good nick, but look for her, 2 or 3 runs down the track when she firms in the market like last prep. We'll get one with her.
You must be wrapped and proud about the form of these Johnson Porter boys now, particularly CJP. He's come through probably 3 or 4 months of some of the best riding I've seen him put together in his career. And I've got this theory with him, Adam, that he's very quick to pick up on track patterns and rides accordingly.
Yeah, no, look, he's going great. I'm really proud of both the boys. They've, they're a credit to themselves. Clint's obviously not riding as much for me now with my numbers. He's sort of hooked up with Michael Granson, he's doing a great job as well with his horses. He's bloody hard to beat in anything he's sending around. And obviously having Bob's horses, it generally helps, but you still got to do the right thing with them and get them going. And he's doing a great job. So, Clint makes the right decisions more often than not, which he has, all along. And I mean, Zephin's starting to follow the same path, and no disrespect to either of them, I don't think there's a lot between them at the same age as riders. I think Zephin's, he's showing some really good potential. The difference was back then I had 120 in work and I was winning 5 or 6 races a week, and Clint was probably had a few steamy rounds, whereas I can't support Zephin as much, so he's not getting made probably look as good as what Clint did at the time when he was an apprentice.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, and that's not a knock. It's just I just had the firepower there, and and Clint did the right thing with him. He went through his apprenticeship, as a huge asset to us with his riding. But young Zephin, he's starting to click, and both boys are best suited, with no disrespect to them, when they don't think, when they just ride instinctively. They're very good horsemen. They've got really good instincts, similar to Willie. But they go out and think too much, and they just, I think, overanalyze things. And you can just see Clint now. He's just dialed into, one of the elite riders that we've got here, and he's got the horsepower underneath him too. So good on him, and hopefully young Zephin's not far away from rolling into a similar style.
All right, can we just press you? I know you've explained what sort of a day it is, but what would be your best, you think, for the day?
Oh, look, to be honest, it's a tricky one. You'd have to say, which is a stupid price, Snitzolade, just the 3-year-old. But I respect my other filly, their work partners, and there's nothing between them. I just feel that that the other Planet Sweet's probably just more 12 to 1600. So there's nothing between them, but they've been keeping each other honest in their work. So probably have to go Snitzolade. But look, they can all win apart from Queen of Jerusalem, and it wouldn't be a shock to me. It's obviously a huge ask, but just as a little sneaky, I'm going to go with Love a Second, just because of what I've seen on Tuesday. I don't think I've seen her work better. No. She's just in great nick, and I think Willie, he just might, he might pull a rabbit out of the hat in the West Speed Platinum, but silly to bet in those. But that's, it's probably the easiest race as far as your form line.
Plenty of love on the Mundaring text line for the great Adam Durant. Thanks for that. A good thing about Drive, we can have an elongated chat. It's not all hurry and get it over and done with. Really enjoyed it, and so did our listeners. All the best, Adam.
not many people like to listen to me dribbling shit, so that's
You're pretty good at it.
We do, mate. We do. That's the main
expert at it. But my self-esteem's just sky high. I appreciate that from Mundaring.
See you later, mate.
Good on you, boys. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a great weekend, Adam.
He's a ripper.
He's always very good and very thorough.
Righto. So Bunbury Race 7. Now we're back on, but no TVs.
Okay,
we've got lights on, I should say.
We're getting there.
Now, Ryan Levitsky couldn't dial in because we've got Mandra chasing getting underway at 5:36, so we'll be taking the calls off Sky Channel if we can. Yeah, we've got audio there, and there'll be no tips from Ryan, but I'll read them through when we get a chance. Just updating Bunbury Race 7, then we've got to get moving here.
Yes.
One Punch 420, Pharaoh's Show, good push from Mickey G, 650 punters. Prince Epaulet 420, Productive 650, War Matters 420, Henry Has Spoken is 950, and Run for Rob is $8.50. Let's get into it. Race number 3. We had a good workout through these horses of Adam, so let's go to race 3, the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap over the 1,200 metres. Excuse me. My Hidden Universe into $3. The Amber 11 into 8. Hymns of Aladdare 380 to 550. Lava Session 850 from 6. Go Grommet 550. Bar Time is 8 into 7. Gold Flakes Spec 16 to 10. Diego Dynamite is 31 and Champezi is $61.
Good race. Speed map wise, I think there's only one way to go there. Mart's maps. What are we looking at?
Just give me a second. I've been in the dark for a little bit.
It has been tough, hasn't it? We got through it all right, though. No one, I don't think, knew, except for you and I looking at each other, two little wide eyes blinking, going, hello? Are you still there?
Bar Time 5 comes across.
Yep.
Leads. My Hidden Universe works across with Gold Flakes.
That's it.
I think it wins, doesn't it? The Universe.
I think Johnny Doyle, if he's going to win one very, very soon, it'll be this Saturday and it'll be this horse. It was a good run first up. It boxed, but it's on that heavy 8 track where it was just hard. You could sort of see the horse wasn't comfortable in the going. And while you get those all going, I'll continue on here. So My Hidden Universe, well supported. It was a great return. The horse... how's this for a horse, Martin? After 12 starts, it's been placed 11 times. Its worst run in its career... It was 6th, but it was beaten 0.7 of a length. So it's just a good horse. My Hidden Universe. It'll be very hard to beat. Love that little tip there from Adam Durant saying, love a second or love a session. Worked very, very well there on Tuesday. So I don't know how long the $8.50 will last with Willie Pike drawn 2. Hymns of Aladdare was an excellent trial win. It's as soft as you'd ever want to see a trial. I think the horse is in for a big prep. I just don't know about the map here. Every which way I look at it, I keep sort of coming back to saying you might get a tough run. Go Grommet never ever never fails to put in. It'll be thereabouts again. Just missed 2 starts ago. Looked like the track. I know it was on a soft 5 when you read the statistical data, but when you watch that replay of the third behind Tropicone, it looked like it was heading towards a heavy track. So I'm not going to pot it on that run. I think the 3 seconds before that were very good. Bar Time will lead them. It'll get a soft lead here. It'll just bowl along in front. Bit disappointing last start, again on that heavy track from the 6th of September. Beaten 5.5 lengths with Corn Cob pulling off its back and saying goodbye. But it'll be leading. It'll get a soft lead. So if you like leaders that are going to bowl along in front and have it in their own way, it's one. As I said, love a session. The Amber resumes. Nice horse. Diego Dynamite comes back from the Goldfields. Good horse. A Gold Flakes resumes. Probably going to need this. And I think Champezi with the bar plates off is a good sign for it. But the form, you couldn't pick it off form at this stage. 5 of the 9 resuming. My Hidden Universe, very, very hard to beat. And I think $3 is a good price, Mark.
I agree with you. It'll strip a lot. You know, we were pretty close to Johnny Doyle up there in Cal. We were working with him. He sponsored the show there at the Tats Club through Specialised Engineering. And he said it was always going to be a bit behind the 8 ball. Yeah. He's taken it very, softly with the horse. And it'll step forward again. Maybe it's still half a run, not quite there yet, but I think it's got the class.
I think it showed enough on a heavy track to be quite happy with that run on going back to the 6th of September. It was a tricky day. It was very hard to make ground. I think getting a little bit more back on top of the ground, if we're getting towards a soft 5 towards on the better side of soft 5, I think this horse might just sit close to them and might just be too good. It'll get a sit behind or just off bar time. I'm happy to stick with it. I know it's favourite. I keep finding favourites at the moment. It's that sort of race meeting. But it's that changeover. And the good horses now start to come in. They start to progress. All you're looking for is what you got out of Universe on its first run. It'll only go to strip fitter.
Steel Blue boots designed for comfort, durability and choice. Backed by a 30-day 100% comfort guarantee. This mounting out report is presented by Steel Blue Boots.
Not sure if you heard him. Mickey G was on Mac, but he thought this could be his best of the day. Pharaoh's Show at $6.50 for the punters.
Yeah, it's certainly appealing enough given the form of the stable here this afternoon. They've already produced a nice double for Bob, and Clint Johnston Porter has certainly got his eye on early, but this ride goes the way of Amy Jo Hayes, and he was full of beans going out onto the track as well. Amy had her hands full with Pharaoh's Show, so it looks as though he's absolutely primed and ready to run a big one here in the last of the day. Our favourite, of course, is Dave Harrison's Prince Epaulette. Sits around that 360 mark right at the moment. War Matters, a nice pickup ride for Willie Pike at around $4 in the market, and then you're looking at Pharaoh's Show and One Punch. They're similar prices, One Punch. Pharaoh's Show $6.50 as they arrive over here behind the gates, getting out to Productive, and Henry Has Spoken. Run for Rob all around the $10 mark. So in the last, I finished up siding with Prince Epaulette. Put them to the sword 2 runs ago, won by panels of fencing. I thought it was a solid run last time around. Drew favourably, was beaten a couple of lengths. Maybe it was the 57 going into that Class 1 off a maiden that can take care of them more often than not. But I thought today back here in Bunbury, Prince Epaulette might be the way to go as they are placed into the hands of barrier attendants. Marty, they're just starting to bring them in.
Beautifully done, Mac. Now, Mandurah race number 1 is in 11 minutes, and the tips here for Ryan Levitsky here is with 4, 8, 1 and 2. He does not have a best bet on the program. I'll give you his other tips soon, but in the first, which is in 11 minutes time, 4, 8, 1 and 2. Milling around behind the barriers for Bunbury, race number 7, the Melbourne Cup on sale at Bunbury Handicap over the 1,685 metres. And Prince Epaulette for Harrow heads the call at 3:30.
This race for Oakland Park Stud, standing ingratiating and sessions. Go to oaklandparkstud.com.au for details.
Rotated inside of the barrier stalls. Being run up before the vet, War Matters. Willie Pike sits up there in the stall still, straddling the petitioning. Taken forward is One Punch. And I think it's been given the tick to go, has it? They're bringing it back up toward the gates here, War Matters. Henry Has Spoken remains out, run for Rob and also Productive. 16.85, they'll run the last over. Prince Epaulette, 3:20. Running favourite here. So Willie about to get back aboard War Matters. Gets a leg over the back of the Darren McAuliffe runner. Up goes Productive. Coventry Reef will be the last of them in. They're just about right to run here. Race 7. Tab Touch Stakes Day, Belmont Park, Saturday. Boulder Cup, of course, on Sunday. Big fortnight ahead for racing in the Goldfields. Light goes on. Race 7 here at Bunbury in the southwest. and they're away and they're racing. Pharaoh Show first to get moving out of the gates. One Punch was very slowly into stride. War Matters goes back, so does Mongcon, and Henry Has Spoken is going to sail forward and take up the running at the 1400, and Henry Has Spoken goes to the lead. Productive moves up running second from Pharaoh Show. Then Cooper had Prince Epaulet up running fourth. Picking up ground along the rail is One Punch as they gallop over into the back of the course. A length and a half away, Run for Rob, Coventry Reef, Mongcon, and losing total touch with the field. War Matters is a conspicuous last. 1100 to go. The leader Henry Has Spoken had them rolling along at a good gallop. Leads by a length and a half. Productive is up running second. Down on the inside in third spot, Pharaoh Show, and given a great run here throughout by Amy Jo Hayes. A length off those to Prince Epaulet, who's cruised along fourth. On the rails, One Punch. After a length came Run for Rob. Then Mongcon down on the inside. Coventry Reef with War Matters about to tack onto the back of those. They work down the side. They've gone to the 600. Henry Has Spoken. Still that length clear. Productive. Down on the inside, Pharaoh Show. Cooper sits, bides a time with Prince Epaulet. Run for Rob gets going around the outside. Moves up now into about fourth, fifth place on the turn. In behind them to Mongcon, Coventry Reef, and still last War Matters, but it's Henry Has Spoken. Setting sail for the judge. Led at the 250. Pharaoh Show gets away from the fence. Now they beat off Productive. Run for Rob. Further back, Prince Epaulet. It's Run for Rob, though, goes up on the outside. Going with it, Pharaoh Show. Pharaoh Show, Run for Rob. Run for Rob and Pharaoh Show. They're going to split the line, lock together. Run for Rob. Run for Rob has got the money narrowly from Pharaoh Show. Third in Prince Epaulet. They beat off Henry Has Spoken. One Punch, Mongcon, Productive next in. War Matters, Never Likely, and dropping right out to run last is Coventry Reef. Run for Rob takes out the last event of the day. Ridden by Jade McNaught. Number 10. Run for Rob, getting the better of Pharaoh Show in the final bound or two, and adds some real lustre into the final leg of our quaddie this afternoon here in Bunbury. It's 10. Run for Rob first, the demerit gelding, Jade McNaught for trainer Phil Naylor. 3 Pharaoh Show second, Amy Jo Hayes for Michael Grantham, and Prince Epaulet third, Chanel Cooper for David Harrison. Fourth is number 8, the pacemaker Henry Has Spoken. A race that was run at a pretty slick pace as well. 1:45.92 they posted, home in 37.03, and Run for Rob getting there by a long neck, just edging clear late with 1 3/4 back there to Prince Epaulet, the favourite, in third place. Okay, let's get back down now to the yard. We'll catch up with...
Yeah, we'll leave it there, Mac, because we are under the pump, and congratulations to our texter on the Mundaring text line. He threw this out for the punters.
Oh,
for the punters, Run for Rob.
Nice.
Who was this gentleman?
Run for Rob. You did mention it.
He did. He gave us 2. He said Belle Journey and Run for Rob.
Yep. I had the double.
You're a big follower of the stable.
Well, I'm
the neighbour stable.
I'm just saying.
Stop it, mate. Bunbury, race 7. We've got to get moving. Only 5 minutes to Mandurah, race 1. Get your bets on there. But Run for Rob. Great tip. Got out to 13.40, 2.90.
Wow.
Jade McNaught just beats Pharaoh Show. I was persuaded into that if I had been betting at 2.30. And Prince Epaulet at $1.40. Henry Has Spoken fourth, 47.70. Quinella Exacta, 121.20. Trifecta, $458. 10.348. First 4, 3,028.50. 3.10 double, 134.10, and 2.43 and 10 in the quaddie, 28,253.10. That's not a bad quaddie.
Fantastic.
Punters. And Worcester has run second. So we've got 5 minutes to Mandurah. I think we can knock a race over there before we go to the call from Mandurah, and it will be race number 4, which is the WA Racehorse Owners Association Trophy over 1,000.
Yep.
And 1 is Ginnivan. He's $8. 2 Goes to Walks is 18. 3 Norwich, 12 into 8.50. Silver Eye, $4. Resonator is 61. KTY, 275 into $2. You want it again after you heard Adam? Under Influence is $8.50, and Valsicina is 26 into $14.
Yeah, it looks hard to beat. Very tricky map, this. There's two in it for mine. It's a speed battle. I'm trying to work out which one will win that speed battle.
Ginnivan and Norwich.
Yeah.
7 and 8. Yeah. Look, you couldn't definitely say one or the other, could you?
No, you couldn't. Just on fitness
It's
levels
just
and everything else.
intent.
But you know there's going to be intent. You know there's going to be genuine speed because both of them will be up and running.
You got 2 3-kilo apprentices on them.
Yep. And then we look at the favourite, the second favourite, both from Adams. We spoke in depth about them. KTY looks a horse going places. He's a little bit concerned about the 1,000 metres. It's going to be ridden a little bit for luck. It's probably the best way to go with the horse. But getting down to 54 kilos, I like the horse. I think it's a good, fresh horse. It's the watch horse, and it'll be very hard to beat. Silver Eye getting closer to being on top of the ground. Brilliant return on the heavy track there, and I think it could be a very good wet tracker. Tongue tie again, Norton bit added. But there's also, I think the danger for mine is not the second favourite or the 2 leaders, Ginnivan and Norwich. There was a huge replay run for video watchers. Under Influence, the grey horse. This was a very, very good run. Huge under defeat. Ran second last, but go back and watch it. And better still, go back and watch the Stewards replay of Under the Influences. Drawn 1, Chris Parnham meets Silver Eye. 1.5 kilos better. I think it's the danger to KTY. And the other horse that'll be out the back of this small field of 8 runners, or it could be 7 if Silver Eye comes out. It could be the next best, in my opinion. It's been well supported in from opening 26 now into $14 with Lucy Fiore for Simon Miller. Valsacina, I know it's a bat marker, but it does need it dry, and I think it's going to get closer to dry than it is going to be a heavy track there. And I think there was enough in its dry form to say it could be getting a good map here, a good track, good transit right through, and it'll be awfully hard to beat running on for the 3rd and 4th places. KTY on top. I've got Under Influence second, and then probably Valsacina or Silver Eye for the third money.
Riles and Big Red just signing off.
He's looking great, isn't he?
This is his signature move now. He produces them in the post show.
And it's almost like he's in 3D again. I can feel I can touch him. I'm reaching out. Very, very good. Love those glasses. Riley, you're doing a great job. Gee, Mickey, he's looking good too.
Yeah, no, the boys are looking fantastic. Hey, just Friday night football, Geelong, no changes, and Hawthorn, no changes. At Collingwood, in Howard Parker, and Brisbane, no changes. So not many changes at all.
Which is good. That's what we want in finals footy.
Okay, Mandurah race number 1 is a minute off. Let's have a look at the board. Kobe Aki is 3:30. Bumblebee Prime is 6:50. Tap in Birdie, 10 in from 12. Lewis Clay. 4 Miraculous Chloe is out to 5:50. 5 Who's Alice is 41. 6 Road Rage Gundy is 11. 7 Trustable 101 and 8 Junkyard Lorraine 250, 235. Numbers here are 4, 8, 1 and 2.
Junkyard, I like that name, Junkyard Lorraine.
Yeah.
There you go, the dogs.
Okay, here's Ryan.
Race over 300, 5 heats. They are races 6 through to 10. And the first race is a 300-metre maiden. Number 1, Combi Aki, 370. Number 2, Bumblebee Prime, 750. Tap in Birdie, $9.50. Number 4, Miraculous Chloe, 550. Who's Alice, 41. Road Rage Gundy, 11. Trustable, 71. Number 8, Junkyard Lorraine, $2.30. At the boxes, Junkyard Lorraine for James Jeffries. Ran 3rd here last start behind Mystic Pixel. Tap in Birdie wears blinkers. She's been placed in 4 of 9. Combi Aki is a slow beginner who has been running on nicely. Might settle a little bit closer from box 1 and go close. They're about to move in. Weather fine, track good. And they're going forward. Combi Aki, Tap in Birdie. Who's Alice has box 5. Trustable. Bumblebee Prime for Glenn Price, Miraculous Chloe, Road Rage Gundy, and from box 8, Junkyard Lorraine. The green light flashes. All set for the first here tonight. Racing, flying out Road Rage Gundy, landed 2 ahead of Miraculous Chloe. Who's Alice goes forward, deeper Junkyard Lorraine, a gap Bumblebee Prime, Tap in Birdie, Kombiaki and Trustable. Road Rage Gundy, Miraculous Chloe. Who's Alice runs on, Miraculous Chloe in front, Miraculous Chloe over Road Rage Gundy, Who's Alice, Junkyard Lorraine, and then Tap in Birdie, Kombiaki, Bumblebee Prime, Trustable, 17.32. Interim placings 4, 6, 5, 8. Miraculous Chloe, Jackie Wilson, Tay Hodgson, the owner, a daughter of Bernardo out of Velocity Liberty. And that's her first victory at start 4. Road Rage Gundy after that ping from the boxes. He runs second, trained by Jeff Reed.
Okay, leave it there. We lost our line. We'll clear these interims up. 4, 6, 5, 8. Miraculous Chloe for Jackie Wilson. $6.40, $1.80. Road Rage Gundy, $2.20. Who's Alice, $5.20. $26.40 Quinella, $47.10 the exacta. Trifecta, $475.40. 4, 6, 5 and 8, $1,195.69 and 10 out.
Hi, I'm Steve Sell from Loans 123. We are car finance specialists. We can help you find the loan you're looking for, your new car, and help find a home for your old one. If you want a new or used car but feel uncomfortable visiting car yards on your own, we can help and often save you money. For a stress-free way of buying and financing your next car, who do you see? Steve Sell at loans123.com.au or call 1800 100 100.
True skill needs a comfortable foundation. Steel Blue work boots give you comfort, durability and choice. Backed by our 30-day 100% comfort guarantee. Steel Blue, a mark of true skill.
When it's time to snooze, you cannot lose. By shopping with Lane Tomich at his Cannington and Coburn snooze bedding stores. Like Sealy, Temper, Madison, Slumberland and more. Friendly, informative service, delivery, take away the stress and sleep best. By buying your next bed from Snooze Cannington and Coburn stores.
It's amazing what a little snooze can do.
He is the highest rating yearling ever at Darley's famed Northwood Park Nursery with an A+ physique. Ingratiating.
Here is an important update.
Ingratiating's first foals have hit the ground at the world-class Oakland Park stud, and they could not be more impressive. Stud manager Adrian Brown commented, Ingratiating's first foals are classy with great bone and good natural muscle. Just like Dad, they look early types. Interested breeders can organise a time to inspect the new foals with special deals available for return clients. Contact Neville at oaklandparkstud.com.au.
If it's a mix of racing and sport that you're after, then Drive is for you. Every Monday to Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on TAB Radio, racing and sport.
I see you're getting awfully worried about having to do a bit of overtime here, so we'll get this cracking. The main event of the day, the Tab Touch Stakes, 1,650 metres, and start time here at 3:55. Are you fielding out there Saturday?
No. My comeback is opening day Ascot.
Beautifully done. Caramundi, 34. Sensational is 370. Vastart is $18. Captain Chaos for Geo, 12. Cosmic Crusader, they went 220.
Bang.
$1.45. $1.45.
Yep.
Autumn Rebel, 19. Blazing Away, 31. Sisu Warrior, 26. We've already spoken to the main man about this horse, Cosmic Crusader. Now, if he starts, who's the danger? If he doesn't start, who can win it?
I think there's only one danger to him, is Sensational. And the market reflects exactly the same opinion. I don't think it's a deep race. If this horse goes as good as it did a week ago, and there's no reason to say it won't, he said, like Mickey told us, it went through beautifully and it did everything right this week. I think it just turns up and wins, and that's what the punters are saying. That's why it's into $1.45. It'll be, in most multis, it's a horse going places. We know why it's backing up. He's looking for points for these horses. Getting him ready for the feature races over summer. And this horse was a boom last summer, don't forget. Had the long spell. It was a big boom on it. It had 322 days between runs and then went bang. How about this? 3.6 lengths. Thanks very much for coming. Good luck, Smooth Mover, catching up with me. It just put links on it. Big win. It was the talk of the track.
But
what do you do?
He's a horse he's by a Japanese sire, Morris. They all like the firmer conditions. He should get on drying tracks and be better. That's what I was most impressed with his win. You know, he's been on the soft twice, but anyway, I don't think
he needed the wet track. I think, like you, I think he's going to be better on top of the ground, and I think he's going to be a better horse when he gets to Ascot. And, drawn 2, 3 kilos off. Yeah, good luck.
Race 6, the budget car and truck rental handicap over the 1,400 metres. And one is Corn Cob. Now, what about his win on a track that didn't suit him? So he could go again. $6.50, $6. Blazing Emeralds, 26 spec. Gage Roads, 20. Queen of Jerusalem, 51. B. Bardo, 3.90. Centre Bond, 9.50. Kira Louie, $9. Romeo, 31. 9 Ball, $3.50 to $3. Random Rewards is 26 spec. And Right to Silence, 16 into 10 when there's money for a Willis horse. Take care.
Yeah, and the horse is going well. Right to Silence certainly can find a very soft lead here. I think that's what the support's from. Just on the Mart's maps, I need you to have a look at this, but I can't see anything challenging this for the lead. The only other one who would ever, I think, take it on wouldn't after last week because it took the sit and absolutely waltzed it in. It was Corn Cob.
Yep. And it can just come over with Right to Silence and just sit
take
there.
the sit and be happy. Everything else goes back and
Jade likes to ride like that, doesn't she?
Yeah, mate. So it'll make its way. It'll certainly be close to them. And we just saw Jade's in a bit of form. 9 Ball looks a nice progressive type coming out of a Class 3 there in Belmont. Last 2 wins both good, but does get well back. But has a horse with a lot of ability. B. Bardo, we know the ability this horse also has. First up, nice flashy chestnut mare this. The beauty here, we've got the 2 trials to have a look at, and it looks ready to fire. The second trial, when it sat outside the leader and then just went bushgo in the last bit, Zippy Zoney, it really hit the line like a horse going towards a good prep. So B. Bardo be hard to beat. I'm just happy to see old Queen of Jerusalem sit out the back and just run past a few on the way home, as we said to Adam, find her way towards the line. A few other stayers resuming here, like Romeo. They're good horses, but they're just not really suited to this. Romeo and even Random Rewards will probably need a bit further. Corn Cob was brilliant last week. It got under a lot of people's guard. It didn't get under the guard of everybody at the Ganjumis. I know the punters there had a good day out on Corn Cob. It was the first win out of 13 there for it at Belmont. But I'm back down to B. Bardo, 9 Ball, and I think the value runner certainly still value at $10 is Right to Silence.
I thought Blazing Emerald's going to get a nice little run here, just tucked in behind them, just 1,200 to 1,400, maybe one more for it. And wanted to mention Gage Roads. I think it'll come across with them as well, with Right to Silence and also with Corn Cob. Gage Roads will go forward from there. Take that one to the bank.
Okay.
The Peter Scott 50 years tribute handicap. That's one of Dapper's men, I reckon, Peter Scott.
Yeah, would be.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he would be.
One smooth mover. He's out 370 to 310.
Yep.
Classic Road, Spectre 26. Decoration, staying in Perth, not going to Cal 14. Odin Arca 9 to 750. Magic Whistle 71. So War 34. Dr. J 9 to 8. Antique Star 7, given a good push. Border Force 41. Twilight Tale 420. Decision Maker 26. Mama Tamboo 26, and Romantic Ruler is also a $26 chance.
Yeah, these mile races are tricky again. MartsMaps.com, we've got a speed map here. It does help when you're trying to line them up. There's a couple here that go forward. I found it difficult to find the leader though, Mart.
Well, Decoration's going to go forward, isn't it? Magic Whistle has to cut across from 13.
Could it find the front from 13?
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, tricky.
Yeah, it is.
I like the horse on the 7-day backup. We heard earlier. It was a good win the other day, Antique Star. And getting down with that claim, as Michael Grantham said, getting down to 53 kilos with Amy Jo Hayes' claim, it's going to be ideal for this horse. She's not big in stature. She's got a massive heart. She certainly finds the line. She tries her heart out. Smooth mover, I think it'll be. You can see that why the support's there, the weather forecast.
Right run, isn't it?
It's going to get the beautiful run, but also you're going to probably get the better conditions.
Yeah.
And it has a couple of those soft vibes it hit, and certainly that first run. I think it took a little bit of toll on it, the heavy 8 on the first up run. Pike drawn 2 is going to get a good run, back in grade. Very hard to beat. Decoration, interesting that it stayed here.
Huh?
Decoration, interesting. Is it
is this overs or what? $14? Or are they just giving Calgary 4 out?
I can't work that out. I had it about $19 in my market.
And $17.60 back to $16.50. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
I thought it was ideal for it. Magic Whistle, just a bit out of form. Odinaka was good the other day. Tricked a lot of punters the other day and certainly got a result there for the stable. Well supported late, Odinaka.
What about the tail? We didn't ask him about it. What was going on there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Blinkers first time, near side off first time.
Yeah, all they've done is added the extra side.
Yeah. So you're worried about you're worried about the map, aren't you?
I am.
I can feel it.
I am.
Yeah.
I see it settling back again, and you know something. I thought of the 200 last week it was going to win, or last start. I thought this is the winner, and I was just really disappointed in that last 150. It didn't really make much ground, but. Well, no, it was a heavy 8.
You wouldn't want to be getting too far back there Saturday, would you?
Not that far back, and this is this horse from 12 is going to be back.
I reckon it's mid forward. If you're mid back, you're going to really be doing your best to win there on Saturday.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'd agree with that as well, mate. There's a few here in this race that can't win. Dr. J is not one of them. Dr. J's a nice horse.
Definitely.
Progressive, going in the right direction, but Antique Star at that sort of price is value.
Okay, so you're in the book there, Antique Star?
Antique Star, each way.
Last event of the day, the Morley Growers Market Handicap. It's over the 1200. Desert Nymph 26, Excel Trainers 26. The Winning Machine King Advisor 8 into 6. Snow Princess 21. Immortal Bliss 420 into 3. Our Rocky Bay 34. Elite 1 7 to 550. Canny Rockers 61. Scully 11 into 7. 6-inch heels $7. Deferred 17. Costa Zeta 21. And Jelly Can Run at $41 there in the last. They're back in a few.
They certainly are, mate. We need the Marts maps again. We need the speed map here.
There's a bit of speed here.
Blinkers first time deferred. I want you to take note of before you give us the speed map.
And I agree. And King Advisor spares from 7 on his outside. Excel Train. Snow Prince wants to kick up from 2. And I'm with you. Deferred from barrier 1's going to take up a position closer to the speed.
Yep. First time with Blinkers. Start 17.
I think what's happened there is... Simon said, okay, righto, we thought you were going to run well last start after the good run, went 4th to Scully, and you let us down. So we'll get a bit serious with you.
Yeah, you got to start to concentrate on what you're supposed to be doing, and that is racing. So the 5-year-old mare gets Blinkers the first time, gets the rails draw. I don't think it'll have too big a effect on the horse or on the track by that stage. There's no rain forecast, so it should be fine. King Advisor knows only one way. Gee, it's been a marvellous horse.
Has it ever?
3 out of 4 wins. It takes luck out of it, or just bowling to the front. Does go up a little bit in weight, 4 kilos, but it looks the type of horse that'll carry it. Beautifully bred, Animal Kingdom, 7-year-old. Certainly those 3...
Out of a street cry mare. It's beautifully
bred. Yeah, superbly bred. Desert Nymph, I think it's in my view now, it's a wet tracker. It's going to be a drier day, so I'm saying no to it. And I'm not knocking the horse. I love her. Certainly a big fan of the mare. Snow Prince is a runner that can do something coming back from Cal. It was in the Coolgardie split there last start.
I think it can run a race, Snow Prince.
It'll be right there behind them. I can see it posing up, maybe even boxing behind them. Immortal Bliss hasn't done much wrong.
Where the money's gone.
Yeah, hasn't done much wrong. I was surprised with the early price here. That was a definite meerkat. Anyone looking at the opening prices there certainly would have been jumping on. But then again, if you're under serious medication, which he could have been, he could have been. You're talking race 8.
Yeah. By then, it's all going to get a bit too hard.
He could have had a little concoction of this and a concoction of that.
And that one's kicked in.
Stop the gout and stop this.
That's overridden everything. Yeah, so by the end, he didn't know where he was.
Well, you've got to give McGinnity look, give him a free pass then. Say, mate, if you're going to get one wrong in the last, fair enough. It could have been a chemical overload. Elite 1, very good on the 7-day back up. Terrific third. The barrier's tricky.
It's a good race, this last race.
It's a beauty. Scully was good the other day. One of them on the rails, and then the fourth was very good. With three back in the three wide train there, backing up off the 7 days. 6-inch heels, a good mare, good solid mare, knows which way to go. 9 starts, 4 wins. Deferred with the blinkers on, a little bit dry might help. Costa Zeta is another good horse. 10 starts, Winn'll play 6 of them.
And if you listen to Trevor, he's just been taking his time with this gelding. Obviously, there's 10 starts, a 6-year-old. There's little issues he's looking after.
And if you watch the last punters, if you watch the last 50 metres of this run, it's run 5th there. It was running 3rd all the way until the last 20.
So just may have
watch the head on.
Run out of condition?
No. 2 of them sort of came either way, just slightly.
That old one.
Just enough to say, no, mate, you're not going to let you run 3rd, you're going to run 5th.
The pincer movement.
And it was almost on the line that they nabbed it. So great race, very hard one to find a winner in. I think when they're races like this and they're a bit wider, you've got to try to go for value. Because of that, I'm going to go with Costa Zeta off the back of that Stewards replay and say, I'm going to go in each way at a good price. Costa Zeta, what is it currently? $21 and $5.50 on Tab Touch. Drawn for Sean O'Donnell, Trevor Andrews. As we said, he's taking his time with it. Winn'll play 6 of 10. Probably should have been 7 of 10 if you take into effect last week. And I'm going that way with a bit of value in the last, which is we always want to get in the show with a little bit of value. And that's how I see it in the last.
Now, let's line up your best bets before we take a break.
Okay, Cintalade in the first is a best bet. Got a group horse group placed 3rd and 4th back into a different grade. Black Aura, I think, will win. I do think Black Aura will win. My best of the day straight out is KTY. I just think this horse is highly progressive. I think it gets the right race.
Heavily involved with
all
that Durant.
Yeah, I know, but, mate, that's why I was so pleased when you said you could get him because he's going to be the key to those early 4 races, no doubt about it. Cosmic Crusader, if you're a diver, I don't want to be diving that from that higher platform at $1.45. I'm staying out of that race and probably happy to watch it and watch the horse go around. And, of course, the other beauty for me is in the last. At a price, just each way, something Costa Zeta. Won't cost you a Zeta.
No, it won't cost you a lot.
There you go.
We'll be back.